that same paragraph, they talk about gang involvement. Is any of that true?
Yeah, that's true.
From Snoop Dogg repping the Rollin' 20s Crips to Eazy-E coming up in a gang where he once claimed 7 bodies.
You ever kill anybody?
How many people you killed?
It's about 7.
And the game getting put on his set by his big homie when he was just a kid.
I want to say I became a blood when my brother became a blood.
In this video, we're looking at rap icons who were once gang members and a few who might still be active today. Let's start with Snoop Dogg. Calvin Cordozar Broadus Jr., known worldwide as Snoop Dogg, is straight up hip hop royalty. And his come up from the Rollin' 20s Crips in Long Beach to international icon status is legendary. Born on October 20th, 1971, Snoop grew up in a rough situation where the blocks was hot and the trap life and gang culture was just how cats survived. By his early teens, young Calvin was already deep in the trenches, pushing weight and running with the Rollin' 20s Crips, a heavy set based in Long Beach's east side. Snoop's street credentials caught up with him quick when the laws came knocking. Right after he graduated from Long Beach Polytechnic High School in 1989, he got booked for cocaine possession. But the real drama popped off on August 25th, 1993, when Snoop and his bodyguard got caught up in a situation that ended with murder charges. After a high-profile trial with defense attorney Johnny Coran putting in work, Snoop beat the case in February 1996. Music became his way out the streets. After Dr. Dre put him on, Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, 1993, hit #1 right out the gate, moving 800,000 units in its first week. The homies sold over 37 million albums worldwide, with 17 Grammy nominations to his name. Today, Snoop went from gangbanger to cultural icon, preaching peace and building an empire with Leafs by Snoop. But before Snoop Dogg took West Coast gangsta rap worldwide, there was one cat who laid the whole blueprint straight out of Compton, the Godfather himself. Eazy-E, Eric Lynn Wright, better known as Eazy-E, was instrumental in birthing gangsta rap and was one of the realest voices to ever come out of Compton's trenches. Born on September 7th, 1963, Eazy came up in a working class spot, but the streets was calling louder. By his late teens, he was knee-deep in Compton's underground game, where gang ties meant protection in a neighborhood where it was always hot. Eazy's gang affiliation was solidly rooted in the Kelly Park Compton Crips, specifically the Kelvin K9 Mob, a smaller clique within the Kelly Park faction. Word on the streets was Eazy had all the Compton Crips behind him, leveraging these connections for protection and to keep his operation smooth. In the early 1980s, as the crack epidemic was destroying black communities, Eazy jumped headfirst into the dope game, reportedly stacking up to $250,000 by 1986. The turning point came around 1985 to 1986 when, after his cousin got clapped in a drug-related beef, Eazy funneled his street money into music. Ruthless Records, founded March 3rd, 1987, became the vehicle for NWA's explosive debut, Straight Outta Compton, 1988, which sold over 3 million copies. Eazy's solo work, including Eazy Does It, 1988, further cemented his legacy as a legend. Tragically, Eazy died from AIDS-related complications on March 26, 1995, at age 30, but his impact as the godfather of gangsta rap lives on forever. Years later, a new voice would rise from those same Compton blocks, shaped by the aftermath Eazy left behind. Same bloodlines, same neighborhoods, but a different kind of hustle, the game. Jason Terrell Taylor, known professionally as The Game, embodies the archetype of a rap legend who transformed gang violence into celebrated art. Born on November 29, 1979, in Compton, California, Taylor's upbringing was chaotic with constant exposure to the gang lifestyle from day one. His parents were both Crips members, but Taylor's path went toward the rival Bloods through his older half-brother George Big Face 100 Taylor III, a major player in the Cedar Block Peru Bloods. Taylor's allegiance to the Cedar Block Peru Bloods started around age 15, and his activities in the streets escalated quick. Car thefts, armed robberies, and slinging rocks. Gang beefs intensified his role, and Taylor claims cats tried to take him out over 30 times before he made it. The most infamous incident went down on October 1st, 2001, when he got caught slipping in a drive-by, taking 9 shots. Laid up in a hospital bed for 5 months, Taylor went through intense rehab, marking his transition from gangster to artist. Music became his new grind. His major label debut, The Documentary, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling 296,000 copies in its first week and over 5 million worldwide. The album's honest storytelling distanced him from active gang life, using the proceeds to buy his moms a crib and fund community programs. Post-fame, Taylor has repeatedly confirmed he's retired retired from gangbanging, hosting anti-violence summits like the 2016 Los Angeles Gang Summit. Through the Black Wall Street Initiative, he funds youth programs and anti-gang education. At 45, the game reflects on his influence, collaborating selectively and prioritizing fatherhood over beefs, while the game channeled his gang past into a chart-topping debut that redefined West Coast rap. Another figure just a few miles south was quietly building a legacy of his own, one rooted not just in survival, but in uplifting the whole community. Nipsey Hussle. Ermias Joseph Asghedom, better known as Nipsey Hussle, stands as a profound example of a rap legend who transcended his roots as a former gang member. Born on August 15, 1985 in Los Angeles, Nipsey grew up in the Crenshaw neighborhood of South Central LA, a gritty gang-saturated area marked by poverty and violence. At just 14, he left home and got deep into the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips, a notorious subset of the larger Crips gang that ran much of Crenshaw. As a teenager, Hussle wasn't just on the outskirts, he was a devout member, deep in the gang's operations, including pushing weight. Hussle survived multiple shootouts in the hood. A pivotal moment came in 2004, when his pops took him on a 3-month trip to Eritrea. Seeing his extended family's resilience amid poverty sparked something different in him. Music became Hussle's way out. At 17, he joined Buttervision, and by 2005, dropped his debut mixtape, Slauson Boy Volume 1. His breakthrough came with the Bullets Ain't Got No Name series, 2008-2009, and the Marathon, 2010, crystallized his movement. A bold 2013 move, selling Crenshaw CDs for $100 each, netted $100,000 in a day. His sole studio album, Victory Lap, February 16, 2018, debuted at number 4 on Billboard 200, certified double platinum. Post-death, Racks in the Middle won Best Rap Performance at the 2020 Grammys. On March 31, 2019, Hussle was fatally shot outside the Marathon clothing store by Eric Ronald Holder Jr., a fellow Rollin' 60s Crip. LAPD emphasized it was not gang-motivated, but personal. Holder was convicted of first-degree murder in July 2022, sentenced to 60 years to life. His death catalyzed gang peace, rival sets paused beefs, and community leaders credit him with reducing South LA homicides. Barack Obama tweeted his impact, proving the marathon continues forever. As peace talks echoed through Crenshaw, a new generation from Compton's Red Side was preparing to tell their truth, loud, unapologetic, and rooted in that same code. YG Kenan Dequan Ray. Jackson, better known as YG, short for Young Gangsta, stands as a towering figure in West Coast hip-hop. Born on March 9, 1990, in Compton, California, YG grew up on the infamous 400 block of West Spruce Street, a neighborhood scarred by gang violence. From an early age, he navigated the treacherous intersection of survival and ambition, joining the West Side Treetop Piru Bloods at just 16 years old in 2006. This affiliation with the 400 set of the Treetop Purists wasn't forced, but a deliberate choice amid peer pressure. YG's early years were a blur of petty crime and escalating dangers. By his mid-teens, he was deeply embedded in gang activities, including burglaries that led to his first major legal trouble, a mid-2009 arrest on a parole violation. Music became YG's lifeline. He kicked off his recording journey in 2008 with the mixtape Four Fingers, followed by The Real Four Fingers in 2009, which birthed Toot It and Boot It, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. His major label debut, My Crazy Life, March 18, 2014, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, selling 61,000 copies in its first week, and eventually going platinum. Lead single, My Nigga, peaked at number 19 on the Hot 100, and achieved 4 times platinum status. Commercially, YG's catalog has sold over 2.5 million albums in the US alone. He's notched 4 consecutive top 10 Billboard 200 debuts. As YG matured, his focus shifted from glorifying street life to protecting it. Now 35, he's a devoted girl dad to daughters Harmony, born 2015, and Vibe, born 2019. In August 2024, YG orchestrated a historic peace walk in Compton, uniting Treetop Pirates and rival Fruittown Pirates. As unity began to take root on the West Coast, another story was unfolding on the opposite side of the country, one born from the same streets, but spoken in a different dialect of hustle. Fat Joe, Joseph Antonio Cartagena, better known as Fat Joe, embodies the raw grit and redemptive arc of hip-hop's most resilient figures. Born on August 19, 1970, in the South Bronx's Forest Houses public housing project, a notorious epicenter of urban poverty and violence, he grew up in a multicultural household of Puerto Rican and Cuban descent. Fat Joe's entry into the streets wasn't a formal gang initiation, but a desperate evolution from petty crime to deeper involvement in the Bronx's informal crews. By age 14, after an explosive fight with his father led to him being kicked out, he dove headfirst into dealing cocaine. Though not a card-carrying member of a structured gang like the Bloods or Crips, his affiliations leaned toward the Latin Kings, a Puerto Rican-American group with deep Bronx roots. The 1990s arrests painted a vivid picture of this chaotic phase. In 1998, Fat Joe and his close associate Big Pun were nabbed for assault after allegedly wielding a baseball bat in a Bronx brawl. Another incident in 2002 stemmed from a heated fight at Harlem's B.B. King's Blues Club. Music emerged as Fat Joe's escape. Adopting the moniker Fat Joe da Gangsta, he linked up with the Diggin' in the Crates, DITC crew in 1992. His solo debut single, Flo Joe, 1993, cracked the top spot on Billboard's Hot Rap Songs chart, propelling his first album, Represent 1993, into gold status. The formation of Terror Squad in 1998 echoed his street roots. Founded as both a group and indie label under Fat Joe's leadership, it included heavyweights like Big Pun. Their debut, Terror Squad the album, 1999, peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200. The group's energy was unfiltered, Bronx, boastful, confrontational tracks, laced with tales of loyalty. 2004 marked Fat Joe's seismic shift. The Terror Squad anthem, Lean Back, topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks. Over 2 decades, Fat Joe has sold more than 2.5 million albums worldwide. By 2017, Fat Joe leveled up, signing management with Jay-Z's Rock Nation. At 55, Fat Joe stands as hip-hop's elder statesman, proof that legends evolve beyond the block. From the Bronx's concrete jungles to the palm-lined blocks of South Central, the story of survival stayed the same, only the zip code changed. Out west, another young hustler was learning that neutrality wasn't an option when your neighborhood bled red or blue. Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson Sr., known worldwide as Ice Cube, represents one of the most successful transitions from the blocks to building an entertainment empire in hip-hop history. He came up in South Central Los Angeles during the height of gang violence in the 1980s, and his environment heavily shaped his worldview and his bars. What Ice Cube brought to NWA and to his solo grind was an unflinching perspective on life in gang-dominated hoods. Tracks like Gangsta Gangsta and Fuck the Police weren't cap, they were documentaries set to beats. Cube's pen game captured the tension, the danger, and the systemic issues that made gang life seem like the only viable option for young black men trying to survive in LA. After bouncing from NWA in 1989 due to financial disputes, Ice Cube's solo career took off with albums like Ameri KKKA's Most Wanted and Death Certificate. These projects didn't just talk about gang life, they dissected it, critiqued it, and placed it within the larger context of American racism and economic inequality that kept the hood trapped. What's remarkable about Ice Cube is how he's managed to keep it 100 across multiple lanes. He went from being one of the most controversial figures in music to starring in family comedies, producing major films, and becoming a successful businessman. Yet, he's never completely shed his connection to the streets or the issues that affect gang-heavy communities where he came from. Ice Cube has also been involved in various peace initiatives over the years, using his platform to advocate for gang truces and community investment. He understands that gang violence is often a symptom of deeper systemic problems, lack of economic opportunities, poor education, and systemic racism keeping folks stuck. His evolution from angry young rapper to successful mogul shows what's possible when talent, intelligence, and opportunity align. Ice Cube proved that you don't have to be actively banging to authentically represent gang culture, and that success doesn't require you to forget where you came from or turn your back on the hood. But for one poet from the East, the struggle wasn't just about the streets, it was about revolution. His battleground wasn't just a block, it was America itself, and his weapon was the truth wrapped in rhyme. Tupac Amaru Shakur, born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, New York City, came up to be one of hip-hop's realest dudes, a straight-up poet warrior whose bars painted pictures of street survival and personal redemption. Known simply as Tupac, he embodied that former gang member, rap legend archetype, loosely affiliated with the mob Peru Bloods through his Outlaws crew and Death Row Records fam in the mid-1990s. Shakur's foundation was steeped in that revolutionary mindset. His moms, Afeni Shakur, and pops, Billy Garland, were Black Panther Party members, fighting the system and police brutality in the hood. This Panther mentality clashed with the gang life Shakur later got caught up in. Music became Pac's lane to freedom. At 13, back in 1984, Shakur relocated to Baltimore, where he enrolled at the Baltimore School for the Arts, studying Shakespeare, jazz, and poetry. By 1988, he moved out to Marin City, California, where he navigated through Bloods and Crips territories in the suburbs. November 30th, 1994 changed everything. After recording at Manhattan's Quad Studios, Shakur got ambushed, robbed, and shot 5 times. The incident fueled his vengeful energy, blending personal betrayal with that gangsta mentality. Locked up at Rikers Island, Shakur dropped Me Against the World on March 14, 1995, his first #1 Billboard debut, selling 240,000 copies first week while he was still in the Bing. Post-prison, Shakur signed with Death Row, Suge Knight's blood-aligned empire. He formed Outlaws, loosely tied to Mob Peru Bloods, September 7, 1996. After Mike Tyson's fight in Vegas, Pac and Suge spotted Orlando Anderson, Southside Crips. Pac punched Anderson. The whole crew stomped him out. Hours later, a white Cadillac pulled up at Flamingo Road. From the back seat, Anderson unloaded 4 rounds: chest, pelvis, arm, thigh. Pac, 25, died September 13th from lung failure. Posthumously, Shakur sold over 75 million records worldwide. Inducted into the Rock Hall, 2017, his catalog sold millions, proving former gang members could flip the script on their whole narrative. As the West mourned its fallen soldier, down in the dirty South, a new sound and a new hustler was rising from the trap houses of Atlanta, turning raw pain into straight platinum. Gucci Mane. Radrick Delantic Davis, better known as Gucci Mane, stands as one of the realest among rap legends who came up from gang-affiliated street life in the burbs and the hood. Born on February 12, 1980, in Bessemer, Alabama, Gucci's fam relocated to Atlanta when he was around 2 years old, settling in the crime-ridden Cedar Grove neighborhood of East Atlanta, Zone 6. By 8th grade, at just 13, Davis began serving marijuana, escalating to pushing crack rock by his mid-teens. Gucci Mane was deep in with the Eastside Piru Bloods, a subset of the Piru Bloods gang with a strong Atlanta presence in the suburbs. The Eastside Pirus controlled parts of Decatur and East Atlanta, enforcing a code of loyalty through drug trafficking and violent turf wars. Davis moved kilos of cocaine, dodged drive-bys, and watched homies fall to violence, experiences that would fuel his raw, unfiltered trap anthems straight from the trenches. Gucci's rap sheet reads like a trap opera from the suburbs. The worst came on May 10, 2005, when 5 armed cats ambushed Gucci at a house party in Decatur. In self-defense, Gucci and his crew fired back, killing 21-year-old Henry Lee Clark III. Charged with first-degree murder, DeKalb County dropped the charges in January 2006 due to insufficient evidence, but arrests kept coming. In September 2013, he got hit with possession by a felon after being found with weed and a loaded .45 handgun. In May 2014, Gucci pleaded guilty to the federal firearms charge, sentenced to 39 months at USP Terre Haute, Indiana. Released early on May 26, 2016, he emerged 50 pounds lighter and sober, vowing transformation. His debut album Trap House, 2005, sold 127,000 copies initially, codifying trap music straight out the suburbs. His discography spans 17 studio albums and 71 mixtapes, with estimated 12 million records sold worldwide. Today, married to entrepreneur Keishia Coware with 2 kids, Gucci's arc proves you can make it out the hood. But on the other side of the map, a hustler from Queens was learning those same lessons in blood, bullets, and business, turning every scar into strategy and flipping the game. 50 Cent. In the pantheon of rap legends often mythologized as former gang members, Curtis James Jackson III, better known as 50 Cent, stands out as a complex cat. Born on July 6, 1975, in the South Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York, 50 Cent's story is one of raw street survival in the crack-ravaged suburban underbelly during the 1980s and 90s. Unlike peers who claimed sets or colors, 50's gangster ethos was forged in the freelance chaos of drug dealing, rival beefs, and sheer will to escape poverty's grip in the burbs. His mom's, Sabrina Jackson, a single parent and small-time drug dealer, raised him until her mysterious death in a fire when Curtis was just 8 years old. Orphaned, he was taken in by his grandparents. By age 12, Curtis was slinging crack on the corners, navigating South Jamaica's crews like the Supreme Team in the hood. Curtis's double life caught up at 19. On August 23, 1994, an undercover cop bought 4 vials of crack from him, leading to his first arrest. Just 3 weeks later, police raided his crib, uncovering heroin and 10 ounces of crack cocaine. He spent 6 months in an upstate New York correctional facility. Fame's flirtation turned deadly on May 24, 2000. 50 was shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house by Daryl Homo McCauley, allegedly tied to Supreme McGriff's orbit. Bullets tore through his hand, arm, hip, legs, chest, and face. He, Yas, curry-scented bit, reclaiming the slur through empowering selfies. In October 2000, Banks posted a lengthy apology letter on Instagram, stating her language was derogatory and that her ethnicity does not license to use derogatory abusive terminology. However, this was one of her most infamous incidents. Beyond, Banks has faced allegations of racism toward various groups. In November 2020, she posted Instagram stories criticizing K-pop, calling it fruity K-pop weirdos, and targeting BTS's Jungkook. In 2021, she accused Democratic candidate Andrew Yang of being a Chinese spy in a deleted story. In 2015, she posted on Instagram partially agreeing with Trump's anti-immigrant stance, claiming immigrants were sucking up state aid. In 2019, she called Irish people ugly, inbred leprechauns, and mocked a Ukrainian soldier in 2022. Regarding Jews, she accused Israelis of racism in 2018, vowing to return to Israel. Intraracially, she has told dark-skinned women to die or called them roaches, leading accusations of colorism. Aaliyah wasn't the only female rapper accused of weaponizing her platform. Another queen of rap would find herself accused of perpetuating the very colorism and disrespect she once claimed to fight. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, born Annika Tanya Mirage, Trinidad and Tobago, is the best-selling female rapper of all time, but she has faced repeated claims related to racism, disrespect toward black historical figures, cultural appropriation. Critics point to her lyrics and imagery as evidence aids or marginalizes darker-skinned black women. In her 2010 Stupid Hoe, she raps about napped hoes needing Terminator, interpret at natural black hair textures. In No Frauds, 2017, she references black women in disses aimed at rivals. During her 2025 feud with Cardi B, Minaj used like monkeys, roaches, and ugly, which some labeled as rooted in colorism and anti-black dehumanization. In 2020, Minaj's former manager, Big Fendi, claimed her rise made it harder for brown-skinned women to rap. Minaj addressed this on Instagram Live, stating, "Men and brown-skinned women have to work extra harder." Denying her complexion was the sole reason. One of the most cited examples of disrespecting black is her lyric in the 2020 single Yikes went platinum. The 2010s scaled stratospheric with YMCMB. By 2015, Forbes crowned him hip-hop's fifth richest, $155 million. And from that dynasty came a prodigy, proof that even from the darkest corners of the block, brilliance can rise, redefine the game, and never look back. Lil Wayne. In the raw world of hip-hop, where street narratives collide with artistic ambition, few stories embody transformation as profoundly as that of Lil Wayne. Born Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. on September 27, 1982, in New Orleans' Holly Grove neighborhood, Wayne's journey from teenage gang affiliate to genre-defining icon is a testament to resilience. His father abandoned the family shortly after his birth, leaving his mother to raise him alone in Holly Grove. By age 12, Wayne had already begun navigating New Orleans street culture, where affiliations with sets like the Bloods offered protection. Wayne's connection to the MOB Peru Bloods emerged prominently during his mid-teens, publicly claiming Bloods affiliation intensified post-Hot Boys, with Wayne repping M-Mob, money over bitches. Gang lore ties him closely to figures like Glasses Malone, who detailed Wayne's initiation. Amid the pull of the streets, salvation arrived in the form of Juvenile. At 11, Wayne caught the ear of Cash Money co-founder Birdman. The Hot Boys formed in 1997, dropping Guerrilla Warfare in 1999, which peaked at #1 and sold over 1 million copies. Wayne's solo trajectory exploded in the mid-2000s. The pinnacle arrived with Thaw Carter 3 on June 10, 2008. It debuted at #1, selling 545 copies in its first week. Lollipop topped the Hot 100 for 5 weeks and earned a Grammy. By 2025, Wayne's discography boasts 13 #1 albums, 4 Grammys, and over 120 million records sold worldwide. In December 2019, TSA agents found a gold-plated .45 caliber handgun on Wayne's jet. Facing federal charges, he pleaded guilty in November 2020. On his 38th birthday, President Trump granted a full pardon. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.